I now recognize Mr. Bill Tripp, Director of Natural Resources and Environmental Policy for the Karuk Tribe, Department of Natural Resources. Mr. Tripp, welcome back. You have 5 minutes.
Ayuki, my name is Bill Tripp, and I'm the Director of Natural Resources and Environmental Policy for the Karuk Tribe, located along the Klamath River in far northern California. 98% of Karuk Aboriginal territory is co-located with National Forest System lands. I have been working in the field of natural resources and environmental policy for 32 years. I offer this testimony in my capacity as the Karuk Tribal Delegate to the Intertribal Timber Council, and more specifically, my role as Chair of the ITC Fire Subcommittee. I have been asked to speak to the Tribal Self-Determination and Co-Management and Forestry Act. As with any such topic, there is nuance to be addressed and a duty of care to be observed to avoid harm, such as a potential diminishment of tribal sovereignty or perceived extinguishment of any reserved, retained, or other tribal rights. Given this, I will convey why it is so important that we get this right. I've been using fire for traditional and cultural purposes since I was 4 years old. My great-grandmother gave me a task, and when I solved the inherent problems and accomplished it as instructed, she agreed to tell me our stories of creation. These stories speak to our relationship to the natural world and our responsibility to do the things inherent to Karuk culture. One of these things is our world renewal ceremonies on Ophel Mountain. Following the big burn of 1910, as the Weeks Act was being discussed in Congress, the Western governors conditioned their support with a call for an authority for governments to coordinate in regard to carrying out wildland fire management programs. Meanwhile, in Karuk territory, the ceremonial burning of Ophel Mountain happened for the last time due to the results of this suppression mindset. In recent years, the state of California has passed a suite of laws that accommodate and enable indigenous fire use as something that is conducted under the inherent sovereign authority of Indian tribes. The same authority founded in the Weeks Act and that was originally used to stamp out our indigenous fire use practices can and should be used to enable federal deference to such laws at the state and tribal level. This is where the agreement structure offered in the Tribal Co-Management and Self-Determination and Forestry Act becomes key to its success. Both this bill and the Forest Act, if done well, would solidify existing opportunities, reinforce congressional intent, clarify the fact that Forest Service should be sharing decision-making authority more broadly, and provide specific connections to the Indian Self-Determination and Education Assistance Act to promote efficient program delivery while respecting and preserving tribal sovereignty. But all too often, agencies and bureaus are reluctant to share management and decision-making with tribes based on their own narrow readings of statutory authority. Federal officials regularly rely on oversimplified interpretation and avoid engaging in co-creating new models of shared management. An example of this is explicit in Indian Self-Determination and Education Assistance Act, where Congress found that the parental and community control of the educational process is of crucial importance to Indian people. The ceremonial burning of Ophel Mountain is supposed to be burned by 3 young men that might not even be 18 years old, but already have a career's worth of burning under their belt through our indigenous education systems. The federal agencies demand, however, that the National Wildfire Coordinating Group training standards are followed before a person can burn. It is critical that legislation does not extinguish unceded rights of Indian people and acknowledge tribal sovereign authority over inherent tribal activities. Some tribes are interested in taking over implementation of federal programs, services, functions, and activities. Other tribes are most interested in the exercise of their indigenous knowledge practices and belief systems without burdensome process. We at the Karuk Tribe are pursuing the combination of the two. In closing, I thank you all for inviting me to testify here today. I look forward to working to help ensure this dialogue progresses in an appropriate way that fosters bipartisan support and enables proactive stewardship that truly moves the needle in addressing the wildfire crisis. Yotwa. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tripp.